Hello, Worth Workers. Welcome back to Trust Your Worth, the podcast that taps in to the power of knowing your worth. My name is Brittany, and I'm so excited to be going on this worth journey with you. Thank you so much for being here today. How did the worth work go last week? I hope you're able to find out the insecurities that are popping up for you and able to start the healing process on those insecurities and beginning to trust your worth just a little more each week. Today, we are talking about what our emotions are trying to tell us. So, just to get your brain powered up here, I'm going to ask you a question. Can you choose to be happy? The answer may surprise you. Let's get into it. Can you choose to be happy? The answer is no, and kind of. I know, confusing, but no, because our emotions are reactions. Our emotions are always trying to tell us things. So there are negative emotional states and there are positive emotional states, and we're going to get into what those are today. I want to give you an example of emotions. So if someone comes up to you and kicks you in the shin, do you have a choice if you feel that pain or not? No, because that foot hits you in the shin and the automatic consequence is that your pain receptors are going to go off. It might not hurt a lot if they kick you lightly, or it might hurt a ton if they kick you hard, but you have zero choice in if you're going to feel the pain or not. And our emotions are exactly like this. Something happens to us and it triggers a signal. It triggers an emotion. You have no choice in the matter. So when we're talking about happiness, we can create and cultivate ways to feel the emotion of happiness. But I can't just be like, flip a switch. I'm happy now. I'm choosing to be happy. I can choose to do things that I know usually make me happy, so I can go for a walk outside in the sun. I can watch one of my favorite movies. I can go play some volleyball. I can have a nice chat with my friends. But that is me choosing to do something in the hopes that I create the positive emotional state of happiness. So isn't it interesting when we know that we actually cannot choose our emotions, our feelings, how freeing that is? How just like there are always reasons why you are feeling the way you do. So I'm going to go back to the beginning and give you the formula on how to recognize what your emotions are trying to tell you. So next week, we are going to talk specifically about the emotion of anger. But today I'm just going to give like a general overview to help you really understand the next conversation we're going to have next week about anger. My therapist taught me about this feelings formula, basically, on how to recognize what your feelings are trying to tell you. It starts with things work better when they work in the way they're designed to. And that design determines our needs. So our bodies have needs, and our needs are communicated to us by negative feelings. So, for example, the need I have is I need food. My body needs food. So when I need more food in my body's going to be like, hey, we're hungry. Being hungry is a negative emotional state. It's uncomfortable to be hungry. I don't know if you've ever been freaking starving after a long day of work, but I have. Your needs are communicated by negative feelings. My body needs food. It tells me I'm hungry. So then I have to act. So our actions are motivated by our feelings. So the feeling of hunger, I have it. Okay, so now I'm going to go do something about it. I go and act. I go eat something yummy. If I'm driving home from work, for me, it's either Wendy's or McDonald's. Both are on the way home. So I've eaten food. The need to eat has been met, and the positive feelings result from my actions. So after I've eaten, I'm satiated. I'm very satisfied, and my body is back to its equalized state, that it's working now in the way that it was designed. The thing to remember is that our needs communicate our negative feelings, and that if we want to be in a positive emotional state, we have to act. Our positive feelings always result from our actions. So when we have negative emotions, we're angry, we're frustrated, we have anxiety, that is our feelings trying to tell us that something in our body is out of balance right now. Our body and our mental state is not in an equalized state. So, for example, anxiety will always warn you of danger. When you have anxiety about something, you feel unsafe about the situation. So, how do we get back to our positive emotional states? We have to act. Maybe confide in a friend, like, hey, I'm really nervous about going to this party. And maybe they can comfort us like, hey, no, it's going to be great. Like, I'll be there with you the whole time. You have nothing to be afraid of. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm back to my positive emotional state. So I'm like, okay, yeah, if you come with me, I feel safe enough to go do this. So let's go to this party. So when we are trying to create the positive emotional state of happiness, it means that we have to act. If we could choose happiness, we would choose it 100% of the time. Like, think about it. Like me, who has struggled with depression, of course, I would choose to be happy if I could have. Like, I literally did everything I could. I got medical help. I was able to find a drug that worked for me. It's not for everyone. I found a great therapist that took a while for me to find. I surrounded myself with strong connections with my family and people who I know love me to have the strength to get back to that positive emotional state of happiness. But if we could choose to be happy, we would choose it to our deaths. Imagine your body didn't feel pain when you put your hand on the stove. You would burn your hand right off. Or if I had all of a sudden decided, if I want to be happy, all I need to do is eat ice cream. Of course, I'm going to eat ice cream all the freaking time and not care about the consequences. The negative emotions are always trying to tell you that something is going on. Something's not in balance. Something about the situation feels unsafe. Your brain is trying to protect you and keep you alive and keep you running. Our emotions, our feelings are necessary to keep us alive. Our negative emotions are just there to tell us how we can be happy, how we can get back to those positive emotional states. So when I ask the question, can you choose to be happy? Well, kind of. You can create the best environment for you to be happy. You can live with people that you love. You can cut out all the bad people. You can exercise and eat well, because we always have the choice. We can meet the need in a healthy way or in an unhealthy way. So if I go straight to McDonald's, I met the need, but was it the healthiest choice? No, I could have gone home. I could have made some chicken and rice and broccoli, had a balanced meal, and that would have given my body more nutrition. And my body would have felt way better and worked more optimally if I had made a healthier choice. So we have a lot of information on how we can meet our needs in a healthy way. Like this week, when you're thinking about your negative emotions, like you're sad, you're lonely, you're stressed out, try and figure out what it is telling you. Why is this happening? It's telling you something is out of balance, and specific emotions are trying to tell us specific things. Like I said, with anxiety will always warn of danger. You feel unsafe when you have anxiety. We can create positive emotional states by understanding ourselves better. When we know what makes us happy, what conditions, the best living conditions we can live that make us happy, whatever that may be. Like, we are all designed specifically. There's only one you, and only you know how to make your best positive emotional states. So I implore you to find out the things that you know cultivate happiness in your life, the people that make you happy, your favorite foods, your favorite activities, things that you know that will cultivate that environment of happiness. Okay, your worth work this week is firstly, is to give yourself grace when you have a negative emotional state, and then try and recognize what that negative feeling is trying to tell you. For example, when you're disappointed, it means you had a loss of a goal. When you're lonely, it means there is an absence of a relationship. Guilt is where you feel you are and where you feel you ought to be. Anger, you're one of four things. You're either hurt, you're threatened, frustrated, or powerless. And then anxiety only does one thing. It just warns you of danger. When you are anxious, you are just feeling unsafe. And then once you recognize this emotion, make one action item to help solve that, to return you to a positive emotional state. And then the other thing I want you to do, I know this is a lot, but you have to know yourself. You have to know when you're happy. Yeah, I want you to recognize when you are feeling happy, just take it either internal moment or just say it out loud. Like, I'm happy right now and I'm grateful that I am. And once you're able to start recognizing like, hey, I'm actually really happy today, or like, I'm having a good time today, to just recognize those pockets of happiness, those positive emotional states, whether it's, I'll give you other ones. We can also be like, I feel loved right now, or I feel super motivated right now, or I feel so accomplished right now. Just take those wins. Just recognize the wins. You don't have to write them down or anything. I just want you to either take a moment internally to tell yourself like, hey, I'm happy right now, or say it out loud. Hey, I'm happy right now. And this will help you recognize it more, because we know that our brains, when we start recognizing things, we start to see it more out in the world. And you're going to start to recognize when you're happy, and you're going to start to recognize when others are happy. It's going to be the coolest thing. So I'm so excited for you to do the work this week. Next week, we're talking about anger and what our anger is trying to tell us, and then how we can work through it. So I'm really excited for that. In the meantime, thank you so much for listening today. I would always love to hear from you. So if you want to reach out, you can find me on Instagram at trust_your_worth, or at trustyourworth.com. Send me something from the contact page. I would love to hear from you, how your worth work's going. If you have any questions, I know this is a lot of information, a lot. And it's when I recognize that, I don't control my feelings and they don't have to control me. It's freaking exciting. If no one has told you today, you are going to figure it out, whatever it is, but you don't have to figure it out right now. Healing takes time. Trust your worth as you go on your worth journey. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great day. Love you. Bye.